G'day, legends. Welcome to Before the Birds. It's 4:29 here a.m. in Newcastle. The roosters are still asleep. The coffee is strong, and we are live from KubeNest. Today is episode one. Episode one is going to be all about the overview. So I'm going to map out the full year, give it to you in one picture so you know exactly where we're heading, what value you will receive, and where each episode best fits your attention. Now, I understand the spectrum of knowledge here is from a level one. I just found out in my position description this morning when I came to work, to level expert. What could you possibly teach me there? Either way, every Monday for the next 52 weeks, we're getting practical about sustainability data, how to structure it, how to clean it, how to govern it, and how to actually use it without needing a massive budget or a PhD. The goal here is simple: to give you a practical, easy to follow instructions that help you go from our data is a complete mess and no one trusts the numbers to we've got a single source of truth we can stand behind and defend. Okay, on the screen now is the overview laid out for visual representation. Just a side note, one thing you'll notice from my methods is that I'm a very visual person. So once I see a process flow, let's call it, it helps me understand. So hopefully this method will also help you. In the middle, we have, let me just put my laser pointer on. Okay, so in the middle, we've got the sustainability single source of truth. Right, and it's made up of four sections. Each section has its own subsections underneath it. So section one, the foundations. Once we have the foundations, we move on to implementation. Then we have the reporting and assurance. And then we move into optimization. Okay, so let's walk through each section quickly, and then I'll show you how you can get the most out of this series and where you should come in on what episode. Okay, starting with stage one, the foundations. This is basically all about building the core structure. So the goal for the foundations is to have clean, standardized sustainability data model before any softwares. Focus in here, we map the whole data universe, locking in naming conventions, making sense of the GHG protocol, scopes 1, 2, and 3, building basic hierarchy systems and governance structures. So everybody's working off the same playbook. Some key episodes: why is your sustainability data a mess, and what single source of truth actually really means. Mapping your sustainability data universe, so seeing where it is. Where is all our data coming from? Is it coming from HR? Is it coming over here from waste? Is it coming over here from someone else's SharePoint file? Someone's got their own on their desktop. So you just sort of map it all out. Where is it all coming from? Naming conventions, that scale. You need to understand that a naming convention has to go across every single business unit. Otherwise, that's where it will fall over. Data models, hierarchies, and governance essentials. And then we could do a soft touch on integrating with ERP/finances, because that's where a lot of the data does come from the finance system, and they have their methods, and then the sustainability team have theirs, and that's the gap. So we'll fix that up as well. When you finish Q1 also with a recap and a self-assessment to see if you're actually foundation ready. Okay, the next stage, implementation stage, basically rolling out the foundations. See that there on the screen. I think that's just... Right, so in this stage, the goal is to take that nice, clean design and make it work across actual people, sites, and deadlines. So the focus beneath the goal, will be on workflows, ownership, how often you really need to update the data, handling multi-site operations, and working with IT and cyber teams while you manage the change across the business. So change management, IT, cyber, you need to get them involved early. Some key episodes will be data workflows, collection and validation. So that's pretty key to everything. And then assigning a role and responsibility for who collects that data, handling of multi-site operations, working with IT and cyber teams, and then with the training, so the update training on how people are collecting it and how people are managing it. Do you do that with the change management in one go, or do you roll it out in set pieces? Then we'll go into roadblocks, spreadsheet hacks, and simple automation. Got some smart boys here who are a lot smarter than me. They're software developers who can show us some really handy tools and tricks that I find quite useful to use. And then what we'll do is we'll show you a case study and just show you what people have gone through and where they've ended up and then what the result was so you can see yourself. Okay, so the next stage or quarter three is reporting and assurance. This is where we take all of the structure and turn it into something you can actually stand behind publicly. So the main goal is to produce defendable sustainability reports and to get through assurance basically with confidence. The focus area is the AASB S2 requirements, building proper audit trails and evidence files, and basically lining up what boards, investors, and regulators actually want to see. Some key episodes that we'll go into is the basic of sustainability reporting and what a good report must answer, AASB S2 requirements in plain language, relevant ISO concepts around auditing sustainability data, building an audit trail and evidence files that don't live in someone else's inbox, repeatable reporting process instead of yearly heroics. Now, this is a big one. Everyone gets it done, not a problem, but it always requires someone to put the cape on and go for it. So that'll be a good one, the repeatable reporting process. And then typical board investor expectations and common regulator questions, and how to handle data gaps honestly without losing trust, and tools for report generation from spreadsheets to dashboards. And then once again, at the end of the quarter, we'll go through a first time reporting case study and an audit readiness quiz, which should wrap that up. So a lot of people are sitting, let me just bring this over. A lot of people are sitting here in step three that have been reporting for years, many, many years. And then you do a limited assurance job for them, and all of a sudden you find out there's gaps everywhere on limited. So this is where a lot of people sit, but I feel the gaps are the step one and step two. But we'll get through that. Okay, then to finally wrap out the year, Q4 is optimization. And this is where we move beyond just compliant into actually useful. The goal in this stage is to use your data for real decisions, automation, and future proofing your systems. The focus here will be on hotspots and quick wins, waste, water, WHS, and energy, and then benchmarking and scenario work to see what's possible next. Some key episodes in through that is identifying hotspots and quick wins in your data, making some data-driven decisions for operations and investment, simple automation ideas that save real time. That's a good one. Expanding into other material topics, WHS and water, seeing how waste and energy integrate with emissions, benchmarking against peers and more advanced GHG calculations. We'll have a look at some scenario planning and entry level uses of AI. And we'll finish off the year with an optimized enterprise style setup. So, how to future proof your system. And we'll do a full year recap and a listener Q&A and wrap up. That'd be nice to see who's listening. And all questions will be welcomed. Okay, now to finish off, I'm going to talk about how to use this series to get maximum value. Let me give you 3 quick questions to place yourself on this map. Question 1: do you know exactly where all your sustainability data lives today? Question 2: do you have one agreed set of names for entities and sites across the business? And 3: if you had to recreate last year's sustainability report, could you do it in under a week? Now, if you answered no to the first 2, then lean in hard to Q1 and Q2. And if you answered yes to those but no to the third, Q3 and Q4 will be your main focus. So each Monday, I'll show you how to do this with the tools you already have. So with your spreadsheets and clear processes. And then I'll give you a quick look at how we solve the same problem inside KubeNest. So you can see what it looks like in a purpose-built system. If you don't have a year to figure this out and you want help mapping your current reality against this plan, I also run a sustainability data readiness workshop for qualified organizations. It's a 60 to 90-minute session where we'll map your entities, sites, and key data sources. Identify the big gaps in your current setup and sketch a practical roadmap to get the single source of truth. Now, there will be a link with this episode if that's something you want to book. But if not, for everyone else, just keep showing up Monday. Next week, we're starting at the very beginning with why your sustainability data is a mess and what single source of truth actually means. So thanks for tuning in to Before the Birds. The coffee is done. Second, third. And I'll see you next Monday. Bye.